I'll be talking about 5 important things that are important for business. Worth 10 million naira, sitting on a land worth 10 million naira. In the next 10 years, only that land might be worth 50 million naira. The measure of a man, the measure of a business is the character of that business. Give me a university graduate, I'll give you an Igbo apprenticeship graduate in the same business. Give the graduate 10 million naira, give the apprentice 1 million naira, and give both of them 3 years, the apprentice will beat the university graduate. So many people fail in business because they think that capital is more important than capacity. Some people even make the mistake of thinking that capital is everything. A lot of people will tell you that you can't make money without money. It takes money to make money. Without capital, I can't make money. If you ask an average businessman or 98% of business people, they will tell you they require capital to start a business, they require capital to grow their business, they require capital to build their business. Everybody is talking capital, 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 and that's why this great business era of business drive is called capitalism. But it's not the quest for capital. Capital is not the most important thing in business. As a matter of fact, today I'll be talking about 5 important things that are important for business, and 3 of them are more important than these other 2. And these 2 are not even necessary if these 3 are strong enough. These 2 require money, these 3 do not require money, and these 3 are more important than these 2. What are we talking about? Before I talk about it, you have to understand why these 5 things are important. Before I went into real estate, I used to be in oil business. Actually, I'm a medical lab scientist. I resigned from medical practice in 2007 and went into oil business. In 2013, I lost all my money in oil business and was owing a lot of money, and I was even detained severally, and I spent about 8 months in awaiting trial for owing. So for those of you that are not in Nigeria, our law says that owing is a civil offense, but our reality says that owing is a criminal offense. So when you're owing someone in Nigeria, you can go to jail for just being indebted. So while I was in jail awaiting trial, I had time to read, contemplate, and plan. And I said I didn't want to do business without security. And while thinking, I asked myself what was the most secure business in the world. And as if I had an epiphany, the Spirit said unto me, what is the one business that connects every other business in the world? And I thought, and I said finance, because all businesses in the world has to do with banking and finance. Spirit now asked me, what do they ask for when you go to the banks to borrow money as security? And I said, landed properties? And he said, yes. Why is landed property security? And I said, because houses are physical and tangible. He said, no, cars are tangible and physical. I kept on thinking the answer was in lands, because the lands on which those houses are built on are a constantly appreciating asset. While every other asset class can fluctuate or depreciate like cars, but you might have a house worth 10 million naira sitting on a land worth 10 million naira. In the next 10 years, only that land might be worth 50 million naira, even if the house collapses or gets burnt. And real estate is the only asset class that everything can burn down and you won't lose everything. Every other asset class, if your company gets burnt, if your stock gets burnt, if your car gets burnt, you don't harvest anything. But if your house gets burnt, you still retain the value of the land. So that's how I got to real estate and started working and doing business in real estate. But that's just a background story to tell you that finance is the business that connects every other business. And when you go to borrow money from the banks, there's a criteria they call the 5 C's of credit. And that criteria is what we're going to be talking about today. So let's dig into the 5 C's of credit. And these 5 C's are also the 5 C's of business, because that credit in the diaspora and the whole world over, your credit rating is like your health rating in business. So if you have a high credit rating, it means your business is healthy. If you have a low credit rating, your business is faulty. Same thing as individual. If you're an individual with a high credit rating, it means that your financial health is okay. But if you have a low credit rating, your financial health is bad. So one of the things that they used for this criteria is the 5 C's. And the first C is character. The second C is capacity. The third C is conditions. The fourth C is collateral. And the last C is capital. And I have ordered them in order of chronology and importance. Do you have a character of never giving up? Do you have a character of just being relentless? Do you have a character of perseverance? All the qualities of life are learned in character. And character is the crucible or the foundation or the ground or the structure on which every other thing stands. And in fact, character determines. Let's delve into it. Number 1, character. Character is so important in business that it is the foundation on which everything lies. The way they say in leadership terms that everything rises and falls on leadership, and leadership is just a character of or an exemplary character. So your character is everything in business. It is more important than capital. It is more important than collateral. Your character is your authenticity, is your quality, is your everything, is your brand, is your identity. I cannot overemphasize the importance of character. In fact, we are in an age where character is even more important because there's scarcity of character. Character is the core. It's the material of which every other thing is made up of. It's the structure, like in buildings. The core of the structure of a building is the pillars and the rods that are holding the building in place. It's called the structural integrity. The structural integrity of every business, every human being, is character. It is so important that with only this one thing, you can make money if people know that you have an impeccable, reliable character. So the first thing that you need to make money is character. What is your character, financial character? Are you somebody that is reliable? Are you somebody that is trustworthy? Do you have a character of trustworthiness? The extent to which your business or your finance will go. Your business and your finances stops where your character stops. If you have a character of 1 million naira, even if you are giving 1 trillion naira, you will blow it until it comes to your level of character. So the measure of a man, the measure of a business is the character of that business. So learn the things that forms a good character: financial character, faithfulness, accountability, diligence, perseverance, tenacity, all those things, qualities, integrity, impeccable integrity. As a matter of fact, one of the people that have actually built an empire on the back of character, and he will tell you character is more important than any other thing in business, is my mentor, Dr. Cosmos Maduka, that the president of the Coscharis Group. He will tell you that he got how far he is in business on the back of character built on impeccable integrity. So the first thing you need to build to make money, character. The second thing you need to build is capacity. You have all the character in the world. You are reliable, you are honest, you are impeccably sincere, you have integrity, you have tenacity and everything, but you don't understand or have the capacity for your business. You don't understand or have the capacity for what you want to do. You don't have the skill or capacity for what you want to do. You will not make money. For instance, I got this wonderful character as the mayor of housing, but I have no footballing skill. I'm too old for football. I know nothing about football. No matter how much I have character and I go into the Premier League to tell them to sign me for 80 million pounds, I'm not going to make a dime in football because I lack capacity for football. So next to character is your capacity, your skill, your abilities, and your potentials to handle whatever business you're doing or whatever craft or whatever industry you are in. If you don't have the capacity, like in housing, I have oh boy, overcapacity is worrying you sincerely, because I've got this capacity in housing that I'm expanding every day. I know so much about housing that I'm too big to be local. I'm actually an international phenomenon waiting to explode, because I know so much and I'm still learning so much in housing that my contemporaries globally do not know. So apart from my impeccable character, I built my skills in housing. So I have the skill, the capacity. I have the character, but character alone will not give me the money. I've got this capacity. In fact, some people call me the capacity mayor of housing. So what's your business? What business do you intend to do? You must get capacity. One of the models that has helped sell capacity and character most in the world, that has been the most successful model for business, is the Igbo apprenticeship system. Have you ever wondered? Just trading, go buy parts in Alaba or Japan and come sell in Onitsha or Newi. Yet, an Igbo apprentice, when apprenticeship was core, spent 7 years learning how to buy and sell parts. Not because they are foolish, but because they've understood that there are nuances and little skill sets that you need to learn in addition to buying and selling those parts that makes for success in that business. So that capacity is what these young Igbo boys train: how to talk, how to write invoice, how to get the best bargain when you want to buy, how to get the best bargain when you want to sell, how to stock your good, what season to stock extra goods, how to negotiate credit lines, how to retain your customers, how to service your customers, how to make your customers happy. A lot of things, how to network with your fellow traders, so that if you don't have a stock, you can run to a trader shop and get. All these many things are actually learned in that 7 years to increase the capacity of that trader. You that went to the university for 4 years, you can't come out and open a motor parts shop and beat that man that has gone through the Igbo apprenticeship system for 7 years, learning on the trade, learning on the craft, learning in the market. And another person that will tell you that the Igbo apprenticeship system will beat the university educational system anytime is the same my mentor, Dr. Cosmos Maduka. He will tell you, give me a university graduate, I'll give you an Igbo apprenticeship graduate in the same business. Give the graduate 10 million naira, give the apprentice 1 million naira, and give both of them 3 years. The apprentice will beat the university graduate. Why? In the university, we don't learn practical knowledge, we learn theoretical knowledge, and there is no theory that you can be taught that will translate to the on-the-field skills like football. You can't read football and become good in football. You can't study football in the university without ever playing on the pitch and come and beat my Cristiano Ronaldo. You must practice it by playing football. And the earlier you start and the more hours you play it, the more you become world class. And that's why football academies are going lower and lower in age to catch them young and give them enough time. So the same thing with your business. What's that business you want to do? A lot of people come to me, so I need money to start a business. What business do you want to do? I want to be selling clothes. What do you know about clothes? Capacity, zero. You think all you need is capital. Once I have money, get a big shop and just stock it with clothes. I'll make money. My dear, without character, you are 40% gone off. Without capacity, you are another 40% off. So 80% off, only 20% left. So character and capacity forms about 80% of the bulk of your money-making skill and asset, and credibility for you to access credit. The third C is conditions. This is very important because with the proper condition, in fact, in Nigeria, some people say with proper arrangement, devil fit see God, which is true because there was a time that the sons of God and the angels of God appeared, and the devil appeared with them and began to tell God that, and God started to boast about Job, how Job is righteous, upright, and the devil told him, no, it's because you are doing this. Without the right conditions, the devil wouldn't have appeared before God. So conditions are so important that with the right conditions, anything is possible. And in business, one of the highest conditions you can get is selling and buying. Wonderful salespeople buy and sell. Exceptional salespeople sell and then buy. One of the people that taught me the import of this is my posthumous mentor, Jim Rohn of blessed memory. If you are smart enough, you learn how to sell and buy. If you are not smart, you buy and sell. What does that mean? If you're selling phones and I want to start selling phones, and I come to you and buy the phone of 100,000, tie down my 100,000, drop it in a shop, maybe pay another 50,000 for the shop, and then when people come, they'll buy the phone. I'll get back my capital and get my profit on the phone. That's one of the things that made yours sincerely a fastest rising billionaire real estate in Africa, because I learned how to sell off plan. In real estate, selling off plan is selling a building when it's not yet built, just selling the plan to the buyer. He pays and you use his money to build for him. And because it requires character and capacity, impeccable character that you not disappoint, the capacity that you know what you are doing, and also to know the right cost so that you don't sell at a particular price and get to the market and market indices will make you look stupid. I have built my fortune in real estate by selling off plan, convincing my customers to give me their money, and then building their houses. Some people also use that system in what we call the bush market system. Somebody is in Port Harcourt and travels to maybe Aba to buy some things very cheap, and he begins to call customers and say, I'm going for market to bring your money. Snail is 1,000, meanwhile he buys it 800 in the market. This one is this amount. All the customers will come and pay. That particular day he'll go to the bush market with the customer's money, buy the things and come back and make profit on the customer's money. So good salespeople want to buy and sell. Exceptional salespeople want to sell and then buy, and that's what is making dropshipping and some of these affiliate marketing systems very popular, where you sell before you buy. Very important. So conditions, what are the conditions you put in place for your deal? There's a way you package a deal and make it so mouth-watering that the person will not be able to say no. Stacking value on your deal that makes it so mouth-watering for the customer that the customer wouldn't want to say no, or the financier wouldn't want to say no, or the bank wouldn't want to say no, or the partner wouldn't want to say no. Makes it so mouth-watering. For instance, I recently negotiated a deal for my new project, and it's a foreign counterpart founding, and they were telling us they don't like Nigerians, because a lot of Nigerians, when you give them money to build a house, they will divert the money to go and buy a car and start flexing in Dubai. I told them we don't need the money in cash. If you have a technical team that can build, we need the money in building materials. You come and build with your money, we'll sell your building, and then when my customer pays, we pay you for the building. And the company was so happy because the conditions are such that they are not risking anything. I told them, as a matter of fact, before you finish building one building, I would have sold 10 because I know my capacity in sales and marketing. So that way it was an automatic approval. They couldn't say no. So these three are the tripod for making money. For you to make money, you need character. For you to make money, you need capacity in your field. Become so good in your field that people are willing to pay you, and you know everything about your field more than your contemporaries. You will win. And then number 3, have the right conditions for sales. Make your sales and your deals so conditionally appealing to the customer, the financier, anybody you want to deal with, that the person will feel stupid saying no because all the conditions are stacked in his favor. Then the last 2, which every of you think is important, which are the least important, is collateral. Collateral is what are you putting as a security for you in case you fail, for the person to get back their money or the customer to get back your money. One of the popular collateral you hear on a lot of products is refund policy. If you subscribe to this our training program, if in 15 days you are not okay with the training, we'll refund your money with 0 conditions. That's a collateral. If you buy our product, you don't like it, return the product, we'll refund you your money. That's a collateral. And then in the banks, if you want to draw money, you drop a property as a security, that's a collateral. So collateral is what are you giving as a security for the person investing value to collect value in case the principal source of value fails. So what is your collateral? Very important. Then finally, capital. Capital is the one you have that you're already working with, the money you have already, and this is the one most of you know. And if you don't have capital, most times people feel you cannot do business. I started real estate business with no capital. I started it with character, with exceptional capacity, and the company I worked with, we were able to spin some mouth-watering conditions to start reeling in customers. Our first project in Abuja, I will never forget. God bless Alhaji Gidado for giving us his land on joint venture for us to start our first real estate project in Abuja. It was joint venture. In real estate, for you to build an estate, you're meant to have money. You buy land and then start developing the land and start selling those buildings to your customers. But in joint venture, instead of buying the land, you ask for the land based on your character and your capacity, and the landowner gives you the land and as his equity. You build houses on the land and pay for the land with a number of those houses worth either ×2 or ×3 of the value of the land to compensate the landowner for waiting. So if a land is 1 million naira and you know you can build 3 houses and each of those houses will be sold for 3 million naira, you can tell the landowner, let's do a 30-60 or a 30-70 or 35-65 sharing ratio, where I build 3 houses, I'll give you 1 and I'll take 2. The 1 house I'll give to you is worth 2 million naira or is worth 3 million naira, while your land was originally worth 1 million. But for you to wait until I finish building the house so that you can get value. That was how we started, and the first person that gave us land is one Alhaji Gidado. He saw my capacity, he saw my character, and he gave us that land worth 96 million naira in 2018, and that was how we started. I think in 2019, that was how we started. We launched our first estate. We started going to the market to sell off plan on that land, and that was how we sold our first deals. And today those houses are standing as a testimony that it doesn't take money to make money. So, and Alhaji Gidado, you guys will still hear about Alhaji Gidado because very soon I'll be inviting him for a reward, because without him trusting my character and my capacity to give us that first land, I wouldn't be the mayor of housing. If you lack the character and capacity to sustain your capital and to defend your collateral, they are actually useless. I can give you 1 billion naira today to start a business, and if you lack the character and the capacity to sustain that capital, in the next few years, that business will run on the ground. And that's why 90% of new businesses that start fail within the first 5 years, and of the 10% that remains, 90% of them fail within the next 10 years. Why? Because a lot of entrepreneurs lack capacity. In fact, if you need money to make money, you are not an entrepreneur. You are just a, will I call it, gambler or a speculator. Real entrepreneurs create something from nothing with their capacity. Real entrepreneurs, it is their capacity that will convince investors to give them money to start. Mark Zuckerberg did not start Facebook with money. He pitched Facebook to his friends and they gave him money to start. And one of those people that invested in his vision is now a billionaire. So if what you have is not valuable enough for another person to give you their money, then it's not valuable enough for you to even put your money in it. That's how you know you carry value. And the greatest value is character, capacity, and conditions. So remember, it does not take money to make money, and capital is not everything in business. Capacity and character is everything. And the 5 things you need is your character, your capacity, your conditions, your collateral, and lastly, capital. But these 2 are dispensable. These 3 are indispensable. Master these 3, grow in these 3, and you too will become indispensable, just like I am indispensable. Go build your character and your capacity and conditions for your accelerated results. See you at the top.